Hello, Cheryl. Last video, we went through steps 5 through 7. Even though I didn't delineate 6 and 7, I got a little above myself there on that, and I apologize on that. But this is going to be step 8, and come on, if I can get my this was under this fine. There you go. I need to log back in. But I got to talking with the wife and not getting into this, so it logged out on me. So, it's step 8. FLSUN 3D printer, Delta. See where we are. We've got the belts tightened. We've got stuff on the top going on. You move the stuff around. It seems to be fairly smooth. Even though it's a little stiffer than I thought I want it to be, it's fine. I've got a little bit of an issue right here with these, this wire. They had it running up and over, and after I put the washers, through the extrusion, the aluminum extrusion, so I could tighten up the belts properly, it was really too close to those wires and was making me uncomfortable. So I pulled the wires out, and I think I'm just going to zip tie around over there, because I was zip tie here to keep them up top, and I think that'll be just fine. I'm sure that's not the last of that. I was dealing with it. So let's get on with step 8. So as I was finishing the last video, we're doing step 8. We need a few things. We need a couple of plastic bits. You guys see that? Yep. This holds the motor. This is going to hold some stuff to make stuff so you can tighten down, so you can control the tension on it. We're going to need a bearing. We'll need a Bowden tube. This is actually a pressure fitting. People find these hard to find, but actually they're at any pneumatic air supply place. They're fairly common, actually. And you're going to need a gear. You'll notice you got a fairly wide thing here, and on the you've got a little indentation that is to grab the filament and shove it through. Alright, it says we're going to need some nuts. So, other than the one turning the screwdriver, I suppose. So it says we need an M3 by 20. Got one of those. We'll need an M3 by 25. It's an M4 by 25. M3 by 25. Got one of those. We'll need two M3 by 8s. 12s. 4s. So 4 by 8. 320. Ah, 3 by 8s. Guess we're going to need 2 of those. It says we're going to need a couple of M3 nuts. 5s. 3 nuts. Had a couple of those laying out from one of the other steps. It says we'll need a wing nut. It says we'll need an M4 by 8. These are all handwritten on the bags, which, as fun as that is, and Sharpies are supposed to be permanent. The bag flexes and that stuff eventually comes off, and it says we need an import gasket. In the States, we call those things washers, as a gasket is more of a sealing thing. And why do we call them washers? Well, I went and looked that up one day, and it seems we call them washers because we've always called them washers. Let's see what I can afford. There's a couple different sizes of gaskets here. The washers. Yep, fine. All right. Take this. Coming out the side here. Make sure that got this, and this goes here. I know that was difficult, right? All right, and 3x8. Just a couple of them. Screwdriver. Driving in threes now, right? So we're going to need. Need to be in 2.5 French. That looks to be right. All right. Here we go. Here we go. I've seen that. A long time. Axeman. Used to really watch it show a lot, and I got rid of the cable or the majority of it. And you know, as much as I like that show, I'm not really missing much of it. Although here we go. Shows up every now and then. Okay, so it's firmly fixed. We can firmly fix those. Now, it says this. This is going to be a set screw. Set screw is going to be fairly small. Okay, I have set screw in hand. Is screw, keep screw and flat aligned. Okay, what you're talking about, on every one of your stoppers, you'll have a flat spot. It's kind of hard to see right there. And then you'll have the screw. So just like you did on the gear motors at the bottom, you want to keep the screw aligned with the flat part. Exactly where this goes, we're about to do. We're about to find that out. So it says grab one of the Allen wrenches we have, which, no offense against the tools they gave you in here, don't depend on them. Just go buy your own tools. So I am going to get an Allen wrench, approximately the right size. At least I can slip through. Ooh, can't slip through that. There it goes. All right. So that's where that thing goes. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that's straight. Get it lined up with that hole. You can see the hole. You can't put it in there, but there's a hole on this side that I'm going to line this thing up with and go right between it, because that's where that filament's going to have to go through. So you get it lined up, or if you want to do it the other way around, maybe. Yeah, that's probably a better way to do it. There it is. Other way around. Get it lined up on the hole, lined up so it's centered on the other hole. Make sure flat is on flat. And then firmly fixed screw, it says. You know, one of these days they really should get them a native English speaker when they write this. And I know I don't know if they send a different manual between English and German and all that, but they probably behoove them to get an English speaker. says I need a bit of plastic. I need the M4x8 and the gasket, otherwise known to me as a washer. Oh, failed to mention. Plastic. Is this an M4? I'm switching. Every now and then I get where I have a couple handles, so I just load up 2 handles of what I'm switching back and forth. It makes things go a lot faster. At the moment I don't. A lot of my other handles are in my traveling bag. It says M4 gasket, M4A, push it in, tighten it down, and at some point I'm going to guess it's going to say firmly fixed. I am going to be really tight with that because this thing is a bit wobbly, actually. I'm surprised it's wobbly. Not wobbly that it doesn't want to turn, but if you look, I'm going to hold this as still as I can. See how much it goes back and forth? You're going to be putting pressure up against this thing, and maybe it's supposed to be that wobbly. Maybe it'll work. We'll see. Hopefully these FLSUN guys are smarter than I am. Okay. I need the M25x3. I need the M3 butterfly nut. And it says to put this screw inside of that nut. Perfect. Alright, got that. Next it says I need the M320. I need an M3 nut. And we're going to put those 2 together. Alright, now it's showing me the picture of this. It shows me this goes into the motor. It doesn't say firmly fixed, but I bet just because of the nature of this thing, it needs to be at least a little tight. Right. Back, the next picture says, go all the way over like that. Cool. Oh, that's kind of weird. But, okay. So now we take an M3 nut, put it in there, and I see what they're doing with this. We go over on top of this and make sure that we can right on top. This is how this works. So I screw this. Screw that pretty tight. And then we're going to use this to tighten down the pressure and relieve the pressure. So you have one of these things going on here. So this will come up slightly. Well, it's supposed to come up slightly. Put the filament in, you clamp down on it, apply pressure, and go. Now it says put on the pressure fitting. Now, no one want to know about these pressure fittings. Is that it's this little brass part here. It's very easy to break. I've got a whole package of spare ones over here because yes, I broke a couple of them. So it's pretty cool the way they work, and I actually like the blue top one, not the black top ones, because it will stop the bowed tube from going all the way through. But then other people, if you're putting flexible filament, more flexible filament anyways, you kind of actually want it. So to let it go through and just so it pushes it through better, it has less chance of bending. So in this case, you can get a wrench on this if you really want to, but I'm going to use a bit of a needle nose pliers here just because of expediency, and because I don't need it that tight. I just need it where I crush down on that thing a little bit. You can see crush down on the O-ring, and it's just not going to come off. It's not going to come off. So let's see what else we need here. It says we need some M4x10s and some M4 squares. Oh, feeder motor position can be adjusted according to needs or lot. No must on top. Also can be inside as opposed to on side. So we will see what we do with that. So I need some square nuts. Need 2 of those. Need some M4x8, M4x10, sorry. You don't have any of those around here. Okay. So now it says I need to put it on there. And I'm going to do a little test fit here. So if I put this right here and drop this down. Now Teresa said she didn't have enough cable. So what if I were to put this? No, how about I do that? I actually want to put that on top. And then run this down the side. Let me make sure. Okay, and then we're going to need to run it into the board here. I bet I have just enough cable to do that. Let's see if they show us. They don't necessarily show that. Show that running into the board. So actually show this thing running into this. And then down. So I am going to put this here. I'm going to come around here. And I'll have a tie wrap on that eventually for another reason. And that will be good. So, alright. I know you guys couldn't see any of that, so let me replace some of that. Let me move things over and I'll replace them. Sorry about that. Okay. Says you can put it wherever you like. A friend of mine, Teresa, built one. She said the line, the cable here was not long enough. I just did a test fit, and it actually seems to be long enough. So what I'm going to do is put it about right here. Let's see if I can get a picture of it mounted somewhere. which is really what I need when I want to go to the top of all this. And all the way to the back, just so that I get an indication of, well, great. I think it'll give it to me something on the bottom, maybe. Hey man, that's what you get for just rolling to see your pants. Because I know if I don't give you this answer, I've got plenty of friends that go, well, you need to measure this and I need it exact. And I'm like, well, you know, unfortunately with a lot of these things, the exactness is not really there. It's like, just get it close. You'll be all right. I see it. And yes, they have mounted this thing right there. You guys can see that? I'll show you. We've got it mounted right there in the picture. I did a test, and we're going to mount it right there as well, because it seems like a heck of a place to put it. So what we do is drop a couple of these square screws in here. Square screws. Square nuts. I really like the open bilge T-nuts when it comes to this. Having messed with these square ones for this part of it, I think they do a much better job. All right, so that, let's go that way a little bit, and I believe it doesn't say washers. I really like putting washers on most of these things. It's not saying it, so we're going to roll with what it says for a moment, and then we'll get back with it. Yeah, no washers. Change my struggle bit out. All right. You know, one of these. Okay. Yes, I just dropped it. You guys see that? Got my big old hand in the way. There it is. It's a little blurry. I apologize. And I got one, so I'm going in there. Another. And I'm going to pull out the ball end here. So I can get it at an angle. Here we go. All right. In the whole scheme of things, I would have left this pressure fitting off before installing this. Because then you could just go straight in. See how nice that is? Go straight in. And as they say in all the documentation, firmly fix. As opposed to loosely fix, I guess. Sorry, my hand's in the way there. Actually, I'm going to take that off. Nah. Okay. In fact, I think I can get it. No. Can't quite whip that in there. That's right. I should have took it off first place. Because it's only a little tight, not monkey death grip tight. Pull it out. Nice straight shot. And tighten it. Cool. That back in. the filament. What do they call it? Step 8. They call it the feeder motor, or more commonly referred to as the extruder. Alright. Now, it says we need to do one other thing here. Oh, they keep adding things to us. Fantastic. We need to grab another end. This is a different BFTE. Let's see if I can set it right there. For the Bowden tube. It's hard to see. I apologize. See if I can have it focus a little bit on it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's see if we can get it focus on it now. Yeah, we get a little focusing going on there. Anyway, it's a little bit different. Looks very similar. In fact, the outside diameter is the same. However, the threads are way different because it goes in a different location. So enough of that crazy focusing. And so where this goes is right on top of your hot end of the effector. It's got some Teflon tape there, which might really be all that useful. Check the hot end here. Oh yeah, all metal. Cool. So again, this doesn't have to be monkey death strip tight, because you will strip the threads and you will break this thing, and then you'll be in a world of hurt. What I am going to do this time, though, is not use my needle nose to tighten it up. I'm going to go get a wrench, and that looks to be a 10mm wrench. Looks to be. See what I got over there. That's a 10 and 11. Look out here. 3/4. Got me a box end wrench on this thing, and it is a. I'm not going to fit over it. Sorry, a bit discombobulated. What have we got here? Coming in with 11, and it's a little too big. I knew it was going to be 11. It's going to be 10. Let's see what I've got hanging out. Because I know I've got stuff hanging out. My standby kit, I got a 10 millimeter, and we want to tighten this up. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I know you can't answer me, but I'm using literally a pressure, using literally fingertip pressure on this. Because what you want it to do, you want it to be tight where it doesn't come off, but you don't want it to be so tight that you cause it to strip the threads or break. And I think that's about as tight as I feel that it should be. All right. Now what does it say to do? Oh, Bowden tube time. Okay, looking through boxes. Nope, nope. 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 There's the Bowden tube. Awesome. We're going to need some of this other stuff here in a second. Okay. This is in box number 3, by the way, for you guys playing along with the home game. What you're looking for is this white tube right here. We'll need the spiral in a second. And they give you some zip ties, which if you're building one of these things and you haven't bought a bucket load of zip ties, small ones, big ones, little ones, local big box stores around here will have an assortment of those things in a tube for, I don't know, fairly cheap. So, here's what we're doing here. It's a Bowden tube. Kind of hard to see, but if you look at this end here, it is not round. It needs to be round. Okay, the other end, not round either. So what they did was, when they got this ready and to ship it to you, they got a pair of wire cutters and just clipped it. If you watch what you're doing with the wire cutters and you go down and look at it, as you clip it, you see how you'll see how it flattens out the tube. It's not what you want. What you want is nice and round. So what you need is a very sharp razor blade, X-Acto knife. I've got both here. And in this case, since I don't want to screw anything up, I've got a piece of wood that I normally cut on. And I'll do it over here because it's just got too much junk to move. What you're going to want to do is cut, not press down, but cut through this so it's nice and round on both ends. Now what we're going to do is we're going to measure this thing on how low we go, so we'll know how much to cut off of this. So I'm going to roll all of these down to the very farthest it can go. I got a feeling it's not going to go much further than that. If it does, we got other problems. So, this is going to come out of the pressure fitting. Right here, pressure fitting. It's going to come out. And it's going to go down to here. So it looks like we got a pretty good thing going on there. Looks like we do. Even if we go on the outside of the inside of the spool. Let's go to the outside of the spool and down. That's a little bit more, but you want this thing long enough, but not too long, because the filament has to go through there, and every inch it has to go through, even though it's Teflon on the inside and it's really smooth and not very much friction, it still has friction on it. So, okay, I'm going to hold that right there. Give me a little extra room. I'm going to cut a square pin on it. So this thing is nice and round and square. Look more. If you've got one of those fancy cutters that'll cut 90 degrees on something, you can use it, use it. If not, just get it as square as you can get it. So that when after you get done with this, and cutting, not squashing, cutting. After you get done with this, if you look at both of these holes, they are nice and round and pretty and all those sorts of things that you might imagine. So, to make this work, show you how it works. You just take it, push it in. It's in there. Didn't go in very far, but it's in there. It will not come out. If you need to remove this, take the blue, push it in, then pull out the white. In fact, you can look down in there and see how far it can go. It's not going to go more about that. So I'll push that in there, and it just pushes right on in. No big deal. Do the same thing on your hot end. It's a little different there than, because sometimes the hot end, this is only going to go in about that. It's only going to go in. It should go in about that far off the blade. Can you see that? About that far. Some hot ends will actually go much further, but the way this thing is kicked in, it should it'll do just. That's as far as it's going to go. Say it's going to go on further. Should go on further. Let me unbolt this for a second here. Test it. Maybe it doesn't. I could be wrong. I stand correct. This bottom hole here is not big enough, so this thing just goes in just a little bit. If you look real close, zoom in maybe, freeze frame. That's an old story. It only goes in for a little bit, so that's fine. So maybe I could cut that a little shorter. At the moment, I'm not going to do that in case something happens to one of the ends. I need to cut some of it off, and there's a few. Okay. All right. So that goes right in. And there you go. Now you see it goes all the way down, it's straight. As we roll these things up, watch what happens to the tube. You want to make sure that whichever way you run this thing, as you roll it up, that it's okay. See how now it spirals up and around and goes up and down? Perfectly okay. You want to watch this thing the very first time you fire it up to make sure that that it's indeed okay and doesn't get caught or bound up or any of those things like that until you get comfortable with making sure you know how your wires are going to flex and how they're going to go. You really want to watch the thing like a hawk. All right. All right. Ooh, cool. Da, 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 da. See if we can get one more step in today. Step 9. I'm going to dump trash. Don't know. Into the recycle bag. All right. This thing says we need motherboard and connection. And I got a feeling they changed some things here. So this may be way more fun than I want it to be. Alright, motherboard and connection, and look, we got to get rid of another box. Fantastic. Recycle bin is filling up, baby. Alright. Tension sheet. Red Dwarf fans, it's called tension sheet. I should go back. I really like that show. It's done though. Everybody's, fairly old. Cat, well, Cat's real old. But anyway, I like Cat. I like Lister. I like all of them. That's why I eat chicken vindaloo, specifically because of that show. Exactly. Chicken vindaloo. Killing me. Alright. It's your control board. We have some stuff. And it looks like we've got some heat sink for these things. Somewhere in our box of goody goodness. It certainly does. And we have 4 heat sinks and 4. Okay. Tell you a few things. This is an Arduino. It's called a Ramps Plus 2. Never seen this board before. I have certainly. It's probably been used a lot of times. I've just never seen it. A couple things on it. These here are your stepper drivers. I can't even show you. Let's see if I can even show you. These here are your stepper motor drivers. Looks like they've included some heat sinks to stack onto those things because those things will get hot. They do have a little potentiometer right here. We can adjust the voltage. Hopefully we do not have to do that. But if we do, we'll do that. Not a big deal. You have connections going on for the various things. This is where your power is. This is where your it says laser. Ooh. This thing must use this board for some laser cutters as well. You have end stops, and they've got the directions has a whole litany of how it's all laid down, where you plug in the USB and where the primary power for the board goes. The secondary power will feed in some stuff into that for the heated bed, and this is the heat for the various bed. But if we get a second extruder, E0 and E1, we just have E0, and we're going to have a bed. All right, what does it want us to do now? Oh, it wants us to connect. Do that. Cool. Almost got ready to get rid of another box. Not quite though. Alright, what I just pulled out is a very popular controller board. And what I mean by very popular controller board, most discount printers, DIY printers, in fact, majority of the printers 3D printers on the planet are probably using either this board or its brother, which is more of a square board instead of the rectangular. Sometimes you see them in red, sometimes you see them in green. It's a fairly nice Fairly nice button you got going on there. This is a reset button right here. That reset button is your friend. Know where that is all the time. An SD card for running things off the SD, which is what I prefer. That's what it says to do. It says lay this out, and it says connect them up. So these things are key. They only go in one way. Yeah, they only go in one way here. Cool. That's got me concerned a little bit because the over-under thing. One. Quality control. Yeah, it's got me concerned. We'll run with it and we'll see. Hopefully everything is okay. Now it says we need to connect power. And before I do that, I'm going to take a little bio break. I'll be right back. All right. It says we need to connect power. Safety note. Oh, cut it out. All right, let's find the power. I will say safety note. A couple things. I think that is a mounting board. Looks like those holes fit right up. They fit onto something. I need to do a little bit of research before I do very much because, heat sinks. Yeah, exactly. there is a there is another deal here. There's another file here that we're going to go look for. It says with heated bed what to do. Downloads. And how to use heated bed. Oh, never mind. All right. Let's go through these steps then. Note safety. So what they want us to do now is they want to connect up to the power supply, and they got a couple things in here. One, this is going to be a board that goes here. The other one is some wires that go here. This is for the heated bed. So we're going to see if we can make those connect safety. The other thing they give you in the box. I know this is kind of close up. Let me move this back a bit. That's where it matters. Oh, no longer bio brick. The thing they give you in the box, they give you a couple cables. They give a European 240 volt cable. They also give you what they believe to be an American, but it's actually just a two-prong 6 amp cable, and it's not really keyed anywhere. What I did was I opted not to do either one of those, which means I can get rid of this box. And I loaded up where I said I loaded up. I loaded up an extension cable I got from the local big box store that was a 3-prong cable so that I could properly do what we do here in the States, which you have black, white, and green. Black is going to be where the electricity really is. White is something we call neutral. A lot of times people say, well, that's just ground, and that's not entirely true, even though it acts like that a lot of times. And then you actually have a real ground, so in case you got shot, stuff going on. So we're going to find the power supply. And we've got 16 gauge cables working there. Whoa! I'll rock the boat, baby. You get the power supply, and we're going to electrical us up some things. All right. Cool. No longer need another box. We have a fairly standard power supply that these things come with. I'll need a little bit of a thing to unpackage them. Definitely not UL listed to be sold for anything other than your hobby. Trust me on that one. Primary thing is, yes, I've got some things in here I could pull off, but I'm not so concerned about them. I'm not so concerned with it. This is open railed. Even though it's got a little plastic bit on top of it, it's still pretty much an open rail system. This is a little bit nicer than most of these I see coming with these kits. It's got a fan on it. And the other thing we need to worry about here is the AC voltage. I'll pull that off. Because these things are multi-voltage supplies. You tell it what your voltage you're going to be feeding it, and it will do the right thing. You tell it the wrong voltage and the right thing, either the thing won't work or you let the smoke out. And we all know letting the smoke out is bad. So, give me something I can reach in there because my fingers are too fat. Reading right here, it says 110 and 220. The reason it says that is right here, there's a switch. You look in there, you'll see a switch. You need to make sure that's on the 110 or the 220, whichever appropriate for you. For me, that's a 110. Okay, the next thing, I'm going to want you to connect some stuff up. So, I may just end this right here, only because all of my electronic, the quality stuff is in my Go box where I took around all the Hackster IOs, and so I'm not going to be able to do what I really want to do with this, so I'm going to leave this alone. I'm going to stop it right here, and this is where I'll pick up. This is where I'll pick up when I come back, and I'll have my electrical tools unboxed and out of my travel. We'll be using a couple of cool things, by the way. Something here. I picked up this tool here. It's a crimper. It's a crimper, but it's for ferrules. And what are ferrules? And I got a bunch of them. I don't know if I have enough for this size. I think I do. What are ferrules? Ferrules are these little tube things. So the idea is, we'll take one of the bigger ones. The idea is, and I know this is a blue, is 16-18 gauge. Goes right on that. In fact, I'll show you. No, I'm not going to do that right now. It'll go right on that, and that's how we're going to use connect these things. So we have nice, tight connections. On these, I will use spade connections because I've got a ton of those. I'm going to put them in there. They'll be nice and tight. They'll go around the screws. And they'll be good on the on the smaller ones. For instance, this is a much smaller connection. So how about we go with the yellow? Looks appropriate. I will strip those off more. This will go right on there. Actually, no, it won't. Black card. That goes right on there. And so once I strip it off, so I've got way more connectivity going on there, I will crimp them down so I'll have a square crimp on that, and it won't come off, and it'll be well sealed, well insulated to have a nice clean look going in. So we'll worry about that on the next show, or the next part of this, and then hopefully by then we will be pumping up and having this thing work. Really pretty cool. Really pretty cool. Okay, guys, you peace out. Again, whether it's from my failures or your successes, hope you learn something every day.